drinking Kool-Aid cameras like I did when I was 9. Cause I like to pretend that I haven't lost the time. In the end, the nostalgia, though it tastes fine, I can only drink a couple cause it feels like a lie. We'd play Halo and we'd lay low in our basement until the sun began to rise. We would go to school but not learn too much, cause it's hard to read when you've got tired eyes. Months go by, the time it flies, past the days that we drink Kool-Aid in the summertime. Years go by, the time it flies, past the days that we drink Kool-Aid in the summertime. They've been with me for some time, and it's nice to know that they still by my side. Friends are like stars, cause no matter how far, when it's dark outside, they will be your light. We'd play Halo, and we'd lay low in our basement until the sun began to rise. We would go to school but not learn too much, cause it's hard to read when you've got tired eyes. Months go by, the time it flies, past the days that we drink Kool-Aid in the summertime. Years go by, the time it flies, past the days that we drink Kool-Aid in the summertime. If I stay, would you run from me? If I go, would you be happy in the end? So is it all for nothing? Was it all for nothing?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the C-Star League. It's Wednesday night. That means it is time for Rocket League. But it's not just any Wednesday night, Vitaly. It is playoff time, finally, here at the Collegiate Star League. And we're kicking things off in style. We're heading all the way up north for our first game.
All the way up north. You know, Hunter was telling me before this happened that Canada doesn't matter. You know, you guys should all go away before this series started. So I don't know if he's excited for this one, really, but I really am. I get to see some awesome players. Gib, Gorox, and MD22. They're top 4 in CRL right now. So this matchup for them should be like a pretty solid one at that.
Yeah, I mean, we expect good things from Waterloo. As you said, they are a CRL caliber team. They've had a pretty good season in CRL, but you could say the same thing here in the CSL. They went 11-1 this season. They're going up against Alberta, who not as great of a season at 7-5, but still obviously enough to qualify for the playoffs. And you never know. I mean, maybe we will we'll have a little bit of an upset on our hands, but certainly Waterloo looks to put this series away early.
Yeah, no, definitely for sure. I mean, this Waterloo team was actually, because I competed in CSL. They were in my group, and they were not fun to play against. I can tell you that. Yeah, they're pretty close games, but hey, you know what? They might have 9-1'd us in the third game, but hey, we don't talk about that. But these guys, I'm expecting a lot of them being a CRL quality team, being a top 4 CRL quality team. I'm expecting. Oh my goodness. Oh, yeah. The cars. Oh. Oh, the cars. I love it.
Oh, is Gib on the grog? Yes, he is. Yes. I love that.
I told him before the series, like today, he was just like, what car do you want to see me in? And I'm like, the grog. He's like, all right, done.
Did you do that for me, or was that just random? Because I absolutely love the grog at this point.
Oh well, I should have told him to get off the grog, because if it's for you, I don't want anything that you enjoy.
Well, I certainly like to see him play that down to Gorox, who's in that Scarab. We'll get the first of the game for Waterloo, and might as well take the time to introduce the teams. Waterloo in orange, Gorox Go, Gib, and MD22, and then in blue, you got the UN's biggest fan, Mr. Chaser, and the Lightning for the Alberta squad.
Yeah, I mean, that was a good play from Gib and Gorox to start it out, too. Waterloo team coming out strong in these fantastic cars. I love it. I love these cars. Oh my God,
did you just make a... Huh? How have I never seen that before? Gib and Gorox Go. The pass, it's a Gib and Gorox. Oh my God, that's hilarious! How am I just realizing that right now? I know, but it's perfect. We need to see a give and go between Gib and Go Rocks Go, just so I can make that pun specifically for that play as Gib puts in the second of the game.
Can
And
we get hunted out of here?
dude, that's awesome. It's unintentional, but oh my god, do I want to use that now? Anyway, 2-0. Waterloo already on the board. They're looking for a third. What a banger from Gib. That's his second of the game.
Yeah, I mean, what a banger. MD up to Go Rocks. Down to Gib, right down the middle. Perfect shot. And it's 3-0 for Waterloo. They're coming out strong in these cars. Again, I love these cars. This is fantastic for me. I get so much enjoyment out of watching this. Just for that reason. Not just because, you know, I know the people on the Waterloo side, but just watching these cars. It's like watching 3 Flakes in RLCS. Like, you're just watching 3 random cars go at it as MD's going to put a 4th one in Waterloo are just off and running.
And 4-0. 3:40 to go. And I definitely agree that the car selection is quite nice from Waterloo, but I don't know. It feels like Gib put a little bit more love into his car than the others. I mean, he's looking pretty stylish with that grog right now.
He really is. I mean, to be fair, MD has put in some style too. He's got those pink fire plugs. He's got the Japan flag. He's got a pink, I think it's a beret hat on top. Like, that's some pretty dedication. Gibbs just kind of seems like all mishmash, but but MD's is really color coordinated. I like it. I think I'm gonna give him the best car, the winner for best car.
Well, let's see if he can score his second goal. It will be shut down there by lightning.
Does he have a pink hex face too?
Oh, he blocked that shot. I don't care what he's got. He blocked the shot there from his teammate. But it doesn't really matter too much at this point, as it is a 4-0 game for Waterloo, although we are approaching the half, so potential for Alberta to possibly try to turn a couple of goals in, look to force overtime, as this is going to bounce down. Lightning trying to find that touch. Here comes Go Rocks. That's over the goal there from UN. Now Gib on net. Good play from Mr. Chaser. But a pretty dominant performance early on here from Waterloo. They haven't had a whole lot of shooting opportunities, but they put them in. But there we go. Finally, Alberta on the board with a nice little passing play.
Yeah, UN. Just a good flick. That's a dominant flick if I've ever seen one. Both players from Waterloo go, and Mr. Chaser able to put that one in. Make it 4-1. This Waterloo lead is now cut down to 3. But at this point, if the Waterloo team can still hold on and put in some more goals, it might not matter at this point. It is a best of 5, though, so there still is a lot of time for this Alberta team to get back into the series.
Yeah, most definitely, as a majority of the playoff series will be best of 5, as there will be Go Rocks to finish. Oh, no, that was his second goal of the game. I thought he had 2 already. That is his second there. But, yeah, I mean, good point that this is a best of 5. As most of the series will be throughout the playoffs until we kind of get down to those semifinals/finals area, which then we will, of course, play a little bit more Rocket League to determine the winners of those.
I love Rocket League. So.
You and me both. So here we go. Game number 1 definitely looks like it's going to go into the hands of the University of Waterloo. And Alberta, they're certainly not out of the series yet, but they've got to make a good change into game 2 if they want to stay in.
Yeah, definitely. And maybe we'll see some different cars from them. Maybe the power is in the different cars, not the the traditional cars. As we've seen in RLCS, I mean, Flakes has been one of the best players in Europe, and he's played in a random car every week. So we'll see what kind of things they bring to game number 2. But in all seriousness, Alberta does have a whole best of 5 to figure things out. They got to make some adjustments to get back in this series, or else Waterloo is going to be walking away with a 3-0. As this just might go in. No, Go Rocks. Good save.
Nice save from Go Rocks indeed. Lightning's trying to make something happen in these final 60 seconds. They still need 4. So even if they were able to put one here, it is still a long way to climb. Try to come back here in game number 1. Time going to be ticking away, but some good offensive pressure from Alberta. This will fall down. Go Rock should be able to get there, though. He gets shut down by UN. This will bounce all the way out. No touch from Go Rocks. Now Mr. Chaser towards the net. that will be cleared on. So 35 seconds left. Alberta struggling early here in game number 1, struggling early in the series as well. They're going to have to make changes, like I said, heading into game number 2. And I think one of the most important changes is, as difficult as it may sound, I think they've got to start with an early lead. You can't really go down against a team like Waterloo because they're going to punish you for it.
Oh, yeah. And not only just going down early, but just mistakes in general. Waterloo is a very good team. So I feel like if they get an opportunity, they will capitalize. And that's just really how they are. They're good at capitalization. And I mean, this Alberta team didn't play bad, like by all means. Like they played decent, but they just went down early and really had no way of coming back in this one.
Yeah, it was a quick 3 or 4 goal lead there from the orange half in that game, and they quite obviously didn't look back. Alberta did get one back, and they registered 7 shots in that game, which, it's not a bad shot total. It's just most of the shots not terribly dangerous, and really they mostly came at a time where they were already pretty much out of the game, and they didn't. I mean, of course, you can always try to rally to come back, and a couple of quick goals can change the pace of a series. But, weak shots that don't really challenge the net in the dying moments when you're down 4-0, 5-1, it's kind of a moot point.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think that this Waterloo team, if they go down, I feel like even if they go down, this Alberta team comes out swinging in this game number 1. This Waterloo team has the tools to come back, so it's kind of how do you keep that consistent pressure on this Waterloo team and keep them locked into their own half? Because if you don't have that, you're just going to allow them to get clears for free like they just did here, and this is going to go towards the back wall, but Mr. Chaser didn't get a touch away. But if you're on the side of Alberta, you can't let Waterloo have the consistent pressure that they did in game number 1 and kind of make you, I don't know, panic on your defensive side.
Sure. But they are playing in the defensive zone for the moment, as it has been pretty much all on the blue half for the most part here in game 2. That's wide from Go Rocks. MD22 will likely play that towards the back wall. Mr. Chaser now into the corner. That's a great pass out to Go Rocks, and he'll score near post. 1-0 Waterloo.
Yeah, and this is just a good play. I mean, Gibb off the wall, knowing Go Rocks is in the midfield. This is Alberta team getting caught out too many times, going from side to side. And it's 1-0, and good shot there from Go Rocks, realizing that he did have that man in net beat by a mile. And, I mean, this Waterloo team, again, just starting out strong. And that's exactly what they need to do to win this series.
Yeah, it took them a minute. It took them a minute of pretty solid pressure even, and eventually they started to starve the resources of that Alberta team. Ends up in a goal for them. Might turn into another one unless Mr. Chaser can do something with that. He can't. It's in the back of his net. 2-0.
He might have helped this one a little bit, Sierra. That Gabe rocking that Sierra fall contender. Yeah, Mr. Chaser. I don't think that ball was going in. Unfortunately, just putting into his own net. But at that point, I mean, you got MD22 bearing down on you. You make any different of a touch, the ball's probably going in the back of your net anyways. So you're, in a rock or a hard place at that point, putting your own net or letting MD score. I'd rather put in my own net, not let MD score and give him the ego boost. But yeah, this Waterloo team doing a very good job of just forcing this Alberta team into difficult places.
Again, they find themselves in the lead. This time it's only 2 through the first 2 minutes, but still 2 goals can be quite a challenge to try to find against a Waterloo squad who plays as well as these boys in orange do, especially on the defensive side, as we saw in that last game. What a nice pass to Go Rocks. That's just in. Beautiful play. Go Rocks collects his second.
I'm pretty sure MD had scored that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that ball was going to go in, but what a play from MD. That was just a fantastic pass. Go Rocks spamming great pass in the chat, knowing that ball was probably in anyways. But Waterloo and as you said, on the defensive side, they're really good at finding each other in transition. And that's something that a lot of teams struggle with. But finding each other in transition is a huge thing. Get that 1-2 play out of your own zone, and then you're on offense. And that's really what Alberta has been struggling with. That's a good 50. That's going to go towards the net. Go Rocks can't save it, and Mr. Chaser makes it 3-1.
Yeah, this is just a solid touch from Mr. Chaser as well. The 50, as you said, was perfect. But Mr. Chaser gets up there in time, and a great redirection on goal will put Alberta on the board. Their first shot of the game and their first goal of the game just at halftime. So 3-1 in favor of the University of Waterloo. We'll see if Alberta has any more in the tank. Let's see, again, they still have plenty of time, just over 2 minutes, but MT22 was looking for a shot. Just deflected that one wide. He'll turn around and play this ball. Go Rocks gets challenged by Lightning, and this is going to fall down all the way to UN. Can he get the bump? Not quite. As it will be MD to play it all the way back down. 2 minutes left to go. 3-1. That's going to come right down. As now here comes Gibb. This is up. Great touch right out in front. There's MD22, but a better save from Lightning will keep it a 3-1 game with 1:45 left to go.
Yeah, that was almost like the weirdest pinch I would have ever seen, but fortunately Gibb was there to save it. MD not able to put that one in to make it 4-1. That's a pass, and that one's going to go in. What a play from Alberta to make it 3-2.
And I know that they were spamming great pass earlier, but this one deserves one as well. A beauty right down to UN, who just squeaks it by both defenders. Nearly the save was made by Waterloo, but that makes it a 1-goal game with 1:27 left to go. As Alberta connect the dots to find their second, might be a third, either just off the post. It will be Mr. Chaser up for it in MD22 to clear. And all of a sudden, Alberta finding some life here, keeping game number 2 pretty close, pretty even. So they've got to play out of their own half now, as it will be Go Rocks to turn. He's just going to pop this one up. It's back wall now, and UN. Solid read. MD22 all the way across the box. Mr. Chaser should have some space for the clear.
Yeah, he did unfortunately give that ball away, though. And he did lose the boost at midfield, so not much he can do on that. It's MD22 with a shot towards net. He's going to make it 4-2. Just a transition goal from Waterloo.
Yeah, and the transition starts because of what you said, Mr. Chaser. He had space, but he just didn't use it to its full, to its full capacity there. He ends up giving the ball over to the Waterloo defense, who was ready for it. Able to turn in transition, make that into a goal-scoring play. So 40 seconds left to go. 4-2 in favor of Waterloo. They're looking to take a 2-0 series lead in this best of 5. As it is going to be MD22 to keep it. Now here comes Gibb into the corner. Again, looking for a touch. This will fall down. Great touch from Lightning. That's in. We've got a 1-goal game again, this time with 21 seconds left.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what this Waterloo team was doing. Go Rocks was like pre-jumping in midfield, and then MD was kind of right behind Gibb. Not in the best of spots, and they make it 4-3 with 21 seconds left. Waterloo getting a little bit too comfortable. This might go towards the net. No one went for kickoff on the side of Waterloo. Things just... They're getting too comfortable and playing with their food, and if you underestimate a team, they can come back in this game.
They still have 6 seconds. They've got to clear out of their box. It will go towards the sidewall. Mr. Chaser now down the pitch. There's Lightning. Can he keep it up? A solid touch, but MD22 will play it over to Go Rocks, who does keep it in the air. Now this is into the corner. It will be Mr. Chaser. He's just going to send that down. Gibb not going to touch it at all. And that will do it for game 2. A close one there for Waterloo, but they do take the victory. Final score 4-3.
Yeah, and I don't know. It felt like Waterloo got really complacent in the last, minute and a half or so of that game. Kind of let this Alberta team come back into this game number 2. And I wonder if this game number 3 is going to be any different. This Alberta team, they've been looking pretty solid. But also, like, just this Waterloo team as I said, they seem to be getting too complacent. They're underestimating this Alberta team, and if you underestimate a team, as I said, I mean, anything can happen in the game of Rocket League, especially 5 minutes. That's the great thing about Rocket League, though. Like, you can go into a game, it starts out 5 minutes, 0-0, and anyone can win that game, no matter what. It just depends on some simple things. If Waterloo gets complacent and they allow 2 or 3 goals from Alberta, just like they did in the last one, in game number 2, to make it a 1-goal game, I mean, things could get out of hand for this Waterloo team.
No, absolutely. As we've played 20 seconds, game number 3, and you talk about complacency, especially when you get comfortable at the end of a game that looks surely won, and even if you do win that game, it can be sometimes difficult to break out of that mindset heading into the next game. As you play with comfort with a 3-4 goal lead, and then all of a sudden you're back to 0-0, and you've got to score again to put yourself in the lead once more in the next game. It can be quite difficult for some teams to break out of that kind of mindset. It does look like Waterloo, they do have some good possession here. They're looking for the first goal of the game. Great touch from Go Rocks. MD's there, but so is UN, and he will clear. Still, though, it's in the Alberta zone.
Oh.
That is not the touch he was looking for. It's off the post. Gibb will finish it off. That is an unfortunate play for Alberta, and it puts them down 1.
Gibb getting a little lucky on that one. Mr. Chaser just getting bumped into that ball and putting it right back into his own box. And unfortunately, it is unfortunate. There's not much you can do at that point. You're bumped into it. Your trajectory is already going towards that ball, and there's really nothing you could do but a good pass into the midfield. So Alberta team, besides that, been playing decent and holding this Waterloo team off. A good touch there from Gibb to get out from that offensive zone opportunity. Go Rocks on that back wall. What are they doing? What is this Waterloo team doing? I don't understand.
Well, right now, they're playing with a 1-goal lead. As Gibb is looking to extend it to 2, it's just going to fall in. He gets bumped, but it doesn't matter. 2-0 now for Waterloo, and is on their 4th shot of the game. It's been a good attempt early on from Alberta to keep them out. They've been playing well on the defensive side, but just a couple of solid plays from Waterloo to put them up.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a mistake as well. I mean, Mr. Chaser had time again, but he just gave the ball away right to Gibb, and it turned into a goal on his own side. And unfortunately, that's just seems to be Alberta's kryptonite. That's a shot off the back wall. Not sure if the Alberta player got a touch on it, but doesn't matter. It's into the corner anyways. But again, like, it just seems like they're giving away possession when they don't have to. As MD, what is going on? This Waterloo team re-jumping, and it's 3-0.
Wow. A very nice goal. Kind of a little pinball action there right off of Mr. Chaser there, unfortunately, again. And it goes into the back of the net. 3-0 for Waterloo. As they approach halftime, Go Rocks slamming that off his own back wall. Will bounce all the way out towards mid. Gibb and MD22 both up for it. This is off the back wall. All 3 players commit. Nobody gets the touch, but Go Rocks will return in time. Still Lightning takes a shot. MD22 gets away with one for his team there from Waterloo, as that's just going to be a bit wide.
Oh, man. This Waterloo team is just... They're too comfortable. And I don't like it. I don't like it. They can get... This Alberta team can get right back in this game. Is this a shot towards the net? That was a fantastic touch, but they're going to go on the counter attack the other way, and Waterloo makes it 4-0.
Let's go. I believe it's Go Rocks. Yeah, it's Go Rocks this time. Lurking at that midfield line. The ball squirts out to him. He makes no mistake. Collects his 2nd of the game. And Waterloo, you said it. It does seem like they're a little bit comfortable in this series. Unfortunately, they just haven't really been punished for it, as Alberta has had opportunities. They haven't been able to make them work quite yet, and they're going to get scored on again. This time it's Go Rocks to finish off his hat trick, and game number 3 getting out of hand 5-0.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a double commit on the side of Alberta, but at this point, Waterloo's just asserting themselves as the more dominant team. As you said, it's 5-0 now, and this has definitely been the least close out of all the games so far. This Alberta team just really not knowing what to do at this point.
Well, this will bounce in front. There's Mr. Chaser to put one home. That will be the first of the game for Alberta, and they avoid the shutout in every game so far here in the series. But one goal is not going to cut it if they want their this playoff series to continue on to a fourth game. They've got to score 4 more in the next minute 40.
Yep, they do. Waterloo might just be setting up the Brazil. Who knows? But it is tough if you're on this Alberta team. You got to find 4 goals in the last minute and a half, and this is going to be a shot towards net. This might be in. It is. It's 5-2, and as I said, this complacency can get you burned a couple times, and it's just like that. It's a 3-goal lead.
Yeah, it looked like Gibb was looking for a pass. He just kind of threw it away, though. Nobody in the vicinity of where that ball ends up, besides a couple of Alberta players. They will pot it in the back of the orange goal. That'll make it 5-2. With a minute 20 left to go, UN nearly had the dunk there on Gibb. It will be MD22 over top of Mr. Chaser. No problem for Lightning to play on. Now Gibb sidewall has Gorox lurking on the back wall waiting for some kind of touch. Now here comes Lightning. Will be MD22 to clear. Mr. Chaser all the way across the box. 60 seconds. Still 3 goals needed for Alberta.
Gorox is sitting on that back wall. It's going to be a shot towards net. Lightning. Oh! MD22 with the own goal. That was a good, you know what? It was a great shot. It was a great shot. A great read off that back wall. It makes it 5-3.
And with that, Alberta has a goal from every player on its roster right now. They need 2 more. Great dunk from Gibb. That's going to be 3 as it falls in. This time for MD22, he puts his first on the board, but nearly went the other way. If that chip gets around the defender, we're looking at a 1-goal game.
Yeah, I mean, they're really playing with fire right now. But it seems like this Waterloo team is really confident in what they're doing. Is this going to be shot towards back ball? Gorox just leaving that ball alone in Alberta, making it a 2-goal game. Gorox just, unfortunately, wow. I don't know where he's going. It's 6-4 now.
That it is. 6-4 with 31 seconds left. This will be on the back wall. Here comes Lightning right down in front towards Mr. Chaser. This just gets popped way up high.
Oh!
Okay, and Gorox will put that in the back of his own goal. So 6-5. 21 seconds left to go, and now all of a sudden we're back to a 1-goal game.
I'm really unsure of what I'm watching at this point. That was just... Okay. Compose yourself. I don't know what's going on, but this... Oh, that was a flick towards net. Lightning almost made it a tie game. This Waterloo team, as that ball might just go in from MD22. No, it won't. With 9 seconds left, Alberta has to make a comeback now.
That is open.
In the backfield.
Open. It's in. It's 6-6 with a second left and an unprecedented finish right now here for this game, as it looked all but over. A couple of own goals from Waterloo, and we've got a second left, but barring any kind of shenanigans on this kickoff, it's overtime for game 3.
I mean, yeah, we are seeing overtime, and this Alberta team has come back from a huge deficit in this game number 3. Things went from really not close. I think it was 5-0 at some point. Oh, is that almost pinched in? It was 5-0 or something like that. And now it's 6-6. His Gorox has to make a touch. Just going to put it at the corner. Shot towards net. That one's going to go. Oh, that was game 4. Oh, he puts it off the post and we play on.
Mr. Chaser so close. Just couldn't quite knock that one home. will be MD22 through mid, giveaway, but UN, he'll get denied. Now give up for it. This will be sent all the way across the pitch. Here's Lightning off the back wall. Mr. Chaser thinking about it will give UN the play. Now here's Go Rocks looking for the pass down to MD22. Back wall, Gibb is there. He'll score. And Waterloo walk away from game 3 in overtime. 7-6 final score, but much closer than I think anybody would have liked it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Waterloo team not happy with the way that game ended. But hey, you know what? They got the win, they got the sweep, and they'll be moving on in the playoffs into the next round.
So a 3-0 sweep here in this best of 5 between Waterloo and Alberta. And as you said, Waterloo will be going to the next round, and Alberta dropping down into the losers bracket. So their season not over yet, but they're going to have to battle out of said losers bracket. Going to be a long road for them. But all in all, outside of a rather unconventional, let's say, game number 3, a pretty well played series for Waterloo.
Yeah, I mean, pretty textbook from Waterloo in those first 2 games. That game 3 got away from them a little bit. I'm not exactly sure what was going on in that game, but it doesn't matter. They got the win. But yeah, definitely just textbook wins from Waterloo, and I'm excited to see them in the later rounds of this bracket. I have a feeling that we'll see them in quite later rounds in the winners bracket for sure.
Well, if they continue to play the way that they've been playing throughout not only the CSL but the CRL as well, then certainly look forward to watching Waterloo, as you said, in those later rounds. But we've got plenty more Rocket League action for you tonight. We're going to go ahead and take a short break to get the next match set up. That is going to be Drexel University versus Missouri State. So you're not going to want to miss that one. Make sure you are here when we come back from break. We'll be back in a minute.
I'm looking for the road, eyes on the sky, taking it one step at a time.
I drew the outline on the paper, now I'm running out of space. Family at the dinner table, but I don't have a place. Where will we go? Why am I afraid to be alone? Sinking in petals, looking for the bottom. Where will we go? Cried on the phone again, I'm sorry.
A big thank you to one of our sponsors for this season in GameStop. GameStop is partnering with CSL in 2019-2020 to activate collegiate esport tournaments online and in person. Visit www.gamestop.com/esports for more details about their GameStop Performance Center gaming clinics. GSPC gaming clinics are free for all players and give you an insider look at how the players you love to watch dominate the games you love to play. And speaking of the GameStop Performance Center, are you a CSGO or Fortnite player? CSL, GameStop, and Complexity Gaming want to give you the chance to train with the best. Win a 4-day trip to the GameStop Performance Center in Frisco, Texas, where you will get to train like and play with the pros. All you need to do is submit a short video of your CSGO or Fortnite duo team showing us why you deserve this experience of a lifetime. Visit again, GameStop, www.gamestop.com/esports, but it's Hunted, it's Vitali, it's Rocket League, it's CSL, it's playoff time, it's Drexel in Missouri State.
That it is. That it is. I'm excited to see these two teams play. I think we've seen Missouri State play earlier in the season. I think it was a few weeks ago, actually. Drexel, I think we've seen play at some point. I've seen them around.
Yes.
There was that famous tweet that involved the Drexel team. But hey, you know what? We're not focusing on that tonight. We're focusing on CSL playoffs. And I'm excited to see the result between these two teams. A best of 5. Take it away, Hunter. You are the famous play-by-play man.
Well, game number 1 underway, and what we didn't get to mention before the start of this match is Drexel looking to continue a perfect season. They went 12-0 in league play, 36-3 in the game score, Vitali. Quite the season, but on the other side for Missouri State, they went 10-1, 30-5. So both teams coming into this with quite a good season, dragging behind them, certainly, as Drexel's going to be in blue. It's Scapegoat, Chase Me, and Think for that Drexel squad, again in blue. And then for Missouri State, Pero, Steph, and Shandy in orange. We are underway. Game number 1. 4:15 left to go, I should say. No score, as it will be Think over the top. Chase Me going to try to chase this one out of the corner. He's going to look for a pass. He had a little bit of a shooting lane there. I think he would have been better off just taking a shot.
Yeah, definitely agree, but looking for that infield pass. No communication on the Drexel side. Nobody's saying that anyone was there. A good demo is Shandy's going to put that one in the midfield. Scapegoat able to clear that one out, and we stay at 1-0. A minute. Oh, never. Yes, we do stay at 1-0. As Scapegoat puts in the first one.
We definitely moved to 1-0 there. Great play. Scapegoat wins the challenge in his own half. Reads it perfectly off that corner wall, and a beautiful touch to put his team in the lead. 1-0, 3:43 to go. Drexel taking the first of this series. We'll see how Missouri State responds. This is going to be off of Steph. Now, Paro looking for Shandy. He'll pop this up. Steph and Shandy both up for it. A little bit of a touch into the corner. Can Scapegoat turn this around quickly? He's by Shandy. Might have Chase Me and mid if he can get this one out there, but it is well over the top. So 3:19 to go. So far, the Drexel rotation has been quite good. Missouri State looking for a chance there, nearly sneaking that near post with Steph, but Think on the save.
Yeah, and I mean, this Missouri State team has been finding these opportunities, but not able to capitalize. Good pass downfield. Shandy, off the back wall. What a play! Paro can't put it in. This is going to be a 50 all the way down the field. This is an open net if they can get to it. That's not a great pinch. Scapegoat off the back wall. He's going to double it in. A good shot from him to make it 2-0.
Doesn't matter what the pinch is for Scapegoat. He's going to make it work. Great touch. Second one's there. Paro had a chance at a clear, but he couldn't get up to it. And that is a 2-0 lead. Scapegoat on the board with his first 2 shots. As Drexel has only registered 3 shots on goal. They've got 2 goals so far in this game. Missouri State with 4 as we approach the halfway mark. Shandy with the best opportunity for the Orange squad as this is going to fall down. Scapegoat over the top. Steph gets demoed. That is a wide open goal for Think. 3-0 Drexel.
A fantastic play. They pushed up a little bit too far, and Think, realizing that is the last man, he's going to put that one into the open net. 3-0 for Drexel, and this is a fantastic game win from them. They haven't had a whole lot of pressure on them, and they haven't had things that kind of been ping pong. But they've capitalized on the opportunities when they needed to. When Missouri State has made mistakes, they've come out and capitalized on them, and that's why they have a lead in this game number 1.
A 3-0 lead to be exact, as we are just past the halfway point, approaching 2 minutes left. This is going to be Paro out of the corner. Looked for that passing play if he could have just gotten a touch on it. Chase Me was a little bit too committed to that play, but he does come away with it. We go back and forth through mid. No touch from Think. Shandy's going to rotate forward. Think ends up getting back to it, but it's a pass right out towards the enemy team. Chase Me has to make the play. With 1:45 left to go, still a 3-0 lead for Drexel. Think trying to make it 4. He's going to go off the ceiling with this one. Paro, solid read. We'll play it into the corner. The time starting really to tick away quite quickly now from Missouri State.
Yeah, that's another shot towards net. Finally, this Drexel team finding that offensive pressure and really boxing this Missouri State team in. That's going to be a demo onto Paro. Not going to help out things on the side of Missouri State. And again, this Drexel team, that's not a great play in the midfield from Scapegoat, but having to back off after bumping each other. And it's still 3-0, but with a minute left, as you said, time is ticking on this Missouri State team.
Haven't been able to break the blue defense yet. They're trying again now. This should be an open net shot for Steph. He drops it in. Great read and an even better touch. Clutch goal here to put them on the board.
A fantastic pass here from Paro, and Steph getting that angle, and the defender just coming across the top of the net. Steph dropping it right under him. It makes it 3-1 with 55 seconds left. We've seen weirder things happen. I personally have, and I think a comeback of 2 with 50 seconds left is not that difficult.
They certainly need to get on to the offensive side. They've got some aggression going here as Paro, great move around 2 defenders, but he can't get by Chase Me. It will be Steph out of the corner. This is going to go hard off the ceiling. Now Paro looking for the shot, just off of Scapegoat, who makes the save. 25 seconds left to go. Scapegoat will get the clear as well off the back wall. And solid defense from Drexel. Going to keep it a 3-1 game. Looking for a 4th goal, Think. Going to commit to that now. Paro, Scapegoat in a 1-on-1. This is going to bounce out in front. Here's Shandy towards Steph with the pass. It's in. 2-0. I'm sorry, 2 goals now for Steph. A 3-2 game with 8 seconds left.
This is a fantastic pass from Shandy to Steph. And Steph just putting it right on the top of the net. Nothing that Drexel team can do. And with 8 seconds left, there still is a possibility. Scapegoat going to win that cleanly. They have to go pretty much the full length of the field. Unless this ball is killed. No, Steph's going to keep that one up. That one's going to be killed, and Drexel will take game number 1.
That they will. They hang on. They had that 3-0 lead. It got reduced to 3-2 in those final moments. But eventually, Drexel, they managed to take out the win. And a well-played game from them. Only 6 shots, 3 goals on 6 shots, quite good. But they got outshot there by Missouri State. Only by 2, to be fair. But Drexel just taking advantage of the opportunities that they were given. And the same can't really be said for Missouri State until towards the end of that game.
Yeah, until about the last minute of game number 1. You want to see that capitalization earlier on in this series, early on in that game, as we will see game number 2 here start out. But I'm excited because this Missouri State team, they didn't have a fantastic start to game number 1, but they really heated up as things went along. So I'm excited to see what a fully warmed up Missouri State team can do.
Well, here we go. Game number 2 underway now. Played 15 seconds, no score on the board. As this will fall all the way across the orange side of the field. Paro just going to keep it in the corner. Shandy rotating across. Paro is there. The flip. He gets the touch, but puts it wide. This will still be out in front, but Chase Me able to play it. Now Paro, back wall. Think is there. He will clear. But goodness, did Paro nearly connect with a highlight reel goal.
That would have been a highlight and a half. As that's a great pass down. Steph able to get the touch, and all 3 Drexel players commit, but Steph I don't think has any boost. And they are going to get back in time. This is going to go in front. Oh, the own goal from Chase Me, and it's 1-0 for Missouri State.
Yeah, Steph, just the pressure out in front. He opts to go for the demo, and unfortunately for Think, he had to dodge it, but he dodges right into the ball to put it into the back of his own goal. So 1-0. Missouri State, they get a bit of a gift early on, but regardless, it is a 1-goal lead for them as we cross the minute mark. It will be Steph to try to play this one out. Think's just going to send this all the way across. Now they got to get back on defense. Shandy might have a shooting opportunity, looking for the touch. It will fall down towards Scapegoat. Chase Me not able to get it out of the zone, and this is a great early start for Missouri. They've really started to hem Drexel in their own zone. Another mistake and a giveaway out in front. Shandy makes it 2-0.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. I mean, Missouri State doing a good job of just forcing these errors out of this Drexel team, and any mistake that this Drexel team is making, they're capitalizing on. They're doing a great job of it too, and they're up 2-0 at this point. It was just 2 little mistakes have caused 2 goals as Paro almost put in another one. Think they try to carry this one over Shandy. What a dunk! He's gonna make it 2-1 on a beautiful dunk from Think.
And this is a solid challenge from Shandy, all things considered, but Think just reads him perfectly. And a great dunk, as you said, goes post and in, putting Drexel on the board. And Vitali, we've played about a minute and a half, a little over a minute and a half, and that was Drexel's first shot of the game.
That was almost another one there. It might be another one. It is! It Chase Me! Just as quickly as you say it's their first shot of the game, they put in their second goal of the game, and it's all tied at 2.
Yep, it's 2 goals on 2 shots now for Drexel. Tying things up with plenty of time left to go here in regulation time. 3 minutes, 13 seconds to be exact, as the kickoff going to fall into the blue half. Boomed all the way back down the pitch by Scapegoat. Good play from Paro. He's looking to go one-on-one with Think. Not going to be able to get by him. That's over Shandy. Now Steph has to try to read. He won't find it. Scapegoat will score. And all 3 Drexel players now partaking in the goal scoring 3-2.
And just mistake. A mistake from Steph. A misread. And the Drexel players are reading it. Scapegoat able to read that one perfectly off the back wall. Beats Steph to his own read. They make it 3-2. And what is that? Their third shot? Third shot of the game, and they make it. They've scored 3 times. It's perfect shooting percentage, just capitalizing on any opportunities that they get. This Missouri State team needing to find a way back into this one.
Well, Steph just setting that towards Scapegoat will play it down to Think.
It's
There's
open.
nobody there, but he missed it wide, hit the post. Think had an open goal. Maybe thought a little bit too hard about that one, and it is still 3-2. This will come down. Think to clear out of his own box. Now Steph towards the back wall. Here's Shandy. A small lob towards. No problem for Think. Paro, back wall. Now Steph towards that back post. Almost found it. Just went a bit too far. It will be Paro to watch this one over the top of him. But a good rotation again from Missouri. This is what we saw from them early on here in game number 2. It's what got them out to a lead, but that's a turnover in the defensive zone. It will be cleared away eventually by Steph. But I really do like the rotation right now from Missouri. They just need to put one home.
Yeah, they really do. I agree. This rotation from Missouri State, besides that double commit there, it has been really fantastic. As think can't beat that man of the ball. Paro trying to get a touch. Missouri State team needing to find the touch as Shandy not finding the touch there, and it goes right in the midfield uncontested. Think with a good fake. Again, Drexel team is just getting this possession. That's just how it feels. The Missouri State team has 1 or 2 good chances, and then Drexel just has possession for another 30 seconds to 45 seconds, and there's not really anything they can do. Is Steph coming off the back wall? What a save from Chase Me. No follow-up from any Missouri State player, and we stay at 3-2.
That we do with a minute left. I'm sure Steph will want that shot back. He played it right at the netminder. Had an opportunity, but couldn't put it home. 50 seconds now as Paro doesn't get the touch. It'll fall down. He ends up getting back to it. Steph is there. Wow. He scores. Missouri tie it up on a broken play. It's 3-3.
Yeah, Chase Me was expecting that touch from Paro. The earlier touch, not that touch out. But a good recovery off that wall from Paro to put that one in the midfield. And Steph, good positioning. And they finally get that goal back after pressuring for quite a bit. And they tied at 3.
Got 35 seconds left in this one. Shandy ends up getting demo. This is on the orange back wall. Dangerous here. Scapegoat wants to stuff it home, but he can't quite get there. And it will stay 3-3. 25 seconds left to go. Regulation time, game 2. Drexel has the 1-game series advantage. So certainly Missouri looking to end this one as soon as they can. This is over towards Scapegoat. He's going to pop it up. Can he get back to it? No, he gets bumped off by Shandy. Think not able to get there. Chase Me the rebound. He scores. The double touch off the rebound from Chase Me, and Drexel up a goal.
Yeah, Shandy getting a good touch off his own post to make think about whether he wants to touch that ball or not. And he made the right decision. Chase Me getting that dunk on the defender in front. With 5 seconds left, Missouri State needs to find a goal. And they will not. This is just going to hit the ground off a good demo on Shandy. And it's 2-0 in the series for Drexel.
And again, Drexel hang on and take a 1-goal game victory here. But I have to say, this game looked considerably better for Missouri State than game 1 did.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Missouri State had a good last minute and then of game 1, and then a good 3 minutes of game number 2. So really they had a good solid 3 or 4 minutes of just pressure and scoring. And then they kind of let up, and Drexel scored 3 goals, and they were on the back foot again. And if you're Missouri State, if you get out to that early lead again, you can't allow this Drexel team to come back into the game, or else they'll score 3 goals on 3 shots like they just did in the last game. So see what happens in game number 3.
Well, we are underway with game number 3, and Drexel have a 2-0 series lead. Match point for them. Missouri State going to need to win the next 3 straight if they want to take this series. But don't let the series score distract you from just how close this series has been. Drexel just hanging on to both game 1 and game 2, taking 1-goal victories. We'll see if that trend holds true here for game 3. We're 30 seconds in. No score yet, but Missouri State again trying to find that pressure early as Steph. Gonna watch this into the blue corner. There's a demo on to Chase Me. Might open up some space. Doesn't quite get back to the challenge. Think sometime he gets the ball taken away from him by Paro. Now Scapegoat will just lob it up. Gets back to it, but Steph will beat him there. However, the ball is back into the orange zone.
Yeah, and this Missouri State team is finding a lot of pressure early on in this game number 3, and that's exactly what you need. On the side of Missouri State, if you want to find this reverse sweep, got to win 1 game at a time, and they won that first minute. But now They got to score a goal. They got to put it in the back of the net. His scapegoat putting it right up to Shandy, and that's going to go off the post. That was a dangerous ball, but they end up getting away with it.
Almost a double commit there again. We've seen a couple of those here in this game early from Missouri State. It hasn't really hurt them, but it's definitely not helping find the offense or play on the defensive side. They've got to cut out those double commits, as right now Drexel starting to threaten. Steph in a bad position. That's in. What a shot from Scapegoat, taking advantage of the defensive confusion from Missouri. It's 1-0.
Just a great cut there from Scapegoat, and using that last bit of his flip to get around the ball and put it into that bottom corner past the defender. Not expecting it, and Drexel getting a 1-0 lead in a game number 3 where they're up 2-0 in the series, and they're looking to sweep. This Missouri State squad.
There's Paro over to Steph. He can't put that on goal. Paro, the rebound off the bar. Shandy will follow it up, hits the bar. Steph gets demoed, and Drexel survive. Think to clear it all the way down. Now Shandy will rotate. But goodness, that was the best opportunity of game 3 for the Orange squad.
Yeah, it really was. The Scapegoat's going to put that one towards net. Paro putting it off his own back wall. Missouri State needing that one. His Think is going to dribble around the whole Missouri State team. He's going to make it 2-0.
And this first touch is perfect. That is exactly what he needed. It gives him just enough momentum towards the goal to get a hard enough shot on goal to beat the defender, but at the same time kept it close enough to his car that he was going to beat anybody there. Wonderful first touch from Think. It is a 2-0 lead for Drexel. 2:20 left to go. Chase me off the back wall. Paro will play it off the back wall as well. Scapegoat up for it now. This will fall down. Solid challenge from Paro. Now Chase me around the sidewall. 2 minutes, 5 seconds. All that remains in game 3. 2 goals have to be scored by Missouri, but now they're getting stuck in their own half. Some solid defense as Think just has an open goal. He'll get his second of the game.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Scapegoat getting that touch towards the corner and then getting that corner boost, making it 3-0. And this Drexel team running away with game number 3 at this point. Unfortunate, as the series has been really close so far. Well, obviously there's 2 minutes left as Missouri State team can come back, but it is not feeling like how the last 2 games felt.
Well, it is worth remembering that Missouri State found themselves in a position very similar to this one in game 1. They went down 3-0 relatively early. They ended up coming back to make it 3-2, but they couldn't quite cap off the comeback. So we'll see if maybe they've got a little something else for us here in game 3. But with only 80 seconds left, they still need to score 3 goals. And right now, Drexel hemming them in their own zone. It will be Chase Me to play it up towards Think. That's a giveaway. Paro's there. He'll push it wide. Now Steph with a follow-up, and Scapegoat gets there in time. Approaching this final minute, 3-0 still for Drexel. Might be 4 if Scapegoat can turn this in. No, it's just a bit too high.
And unfortunately, fortunately for this Drexel team, all this is doing is just wasting time. That's exactly what they need to do. This 3-0 score line in game number 3 might turn into the series score if this Missouri State team doesn't get things started anything quickly. That is a play and a half. That was a little bit lucky, but you know what we say in the industry? We take those.
Most certainly will, and that will put them up by 4 with 36 left to go. Game 3 most definitely decided by Drexel now. They will take that sweep. They're going to stay perfect on the season. Still, of course, playoffs left to play for the boys in blue, and the teams only get more difficult here. They did get, Missouri State, for what it's worth, definitely put up a solid fight up until, halfway through game 3 where things started to fall apart a little bit. But, Drexel, they're looking good. They're looking like a team that you have to contend with, a team that, you can't count out of the playoffs at any point. They just look so solid right now.
Yeah, I mean, they really do. I feel like at this point, this team is looking very scary. And I mean, besides game 1 and game 2, you know what they say? They say that good teams find a way to win, even when all the odds are against them. Steph is going to make it 5-2. They were down 2-0 early in game number 2, and then they made it close to game number 1, but they still found a way to win. And in this one, they're up 5-2. And as I said, good teams find a way to win, and this Drexel team is proving that they are a good team.
Well, they're going to blank Missouri in this series. 3-0 final score of the best of 5. And again, we talked about Missouri had a wonderful season of their own. They went 10-1 in league play, 30-6 as far as the games were concerned, but you might as well add 3 to the loss column as Drexel. They hand them 3 straight losses, and they'll move on into the next round of the playoffs. And again, Missouri not out of the CSL playoffs yet. They're going to drop to the losers bracket. And certainly, from the way that Missouri played against Drexel here, again, barring the middle part of game 3 and what have you, definitely Missouri a team to watch in the lower bracket.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, this team looked really solid. This Missouri State team looked really solid through the first 2 games. That third game obviously just got away from them, and at that point, unfortunately, that series has just gone away from you. But I'm excited. I'm hoping to see this team again, this Missouri State team, later on in the losers bracket, because that was a quality team that we saw. Where were they? 10-1, you said?
Yes.
Or 10-1? Yeah, 10-1. And they had to go up against an undefeated team who lost 3 rounds, 3 games total in the whole season. So obviously it's going to make it tough. So I feel like they could tear up the losers bracket a little bit. But hey, you know what? That's life. That is life at that point.
Well, that's going to do it for that series. Again, congratulations to Drexel for the win. Missouri State, again, not done in the CSL yet. They will drop to that losers bracket. So if you are, of course, a Missouri State fan, still a little bit of hope, but it is going to be a tough road for them. Either way, we are going to go to a very short break. We've got one final series on the docket for you all this evening. It will be Baker University versus West Texas A&M, a couple of 7-5 teams doing battle in the early stages of the playoffs. You are not going to want to miss that. We'll be back in just a minute.
going. Like the night is never over. From tonight until the morning. I just wanna get to know you. I just want to, baby, get to know you. If you want to. I just want to, baby, get to know you. I just want to, baby, get to know you. Get to know you.
Be sure to check out our GameStop Weeklies, a series of community-oriented tournaments that run from November through March for a variety of games. Games like League of Legends, TFT, CSGO, Overwatch, Madden, Rocket League, Hearthstone, and Smash Ultimate. Sign up today on our website at cstarleague.com. And again, visit GameStop's website, www.gamestop.com/esports. And of course, we would love to give a huge thank you to HyperX. HyperX is one of the leading pioneers of esports and gaming components and has always been committed to growing the community. CSL is happy to welcome HyperX as our newest sponsor, and their support will level up all of CSL's online and live events in 2020, including our grand finals in Las Vegas. So again, huge thank you to HyperX. But it's Hunted and Vitali back on the broadcast here. We have one final matchup. This time we're going to drop down into the losers bracket, Vitali. It is Baker University and West Texas A&M.
Yep, do or die. You do one best of 5 to see who moves on, and one best and see who goes home. This is always the scariest place to be, especially in a big bracket. You see all those rounds ahead of you, you're like, oh man, we got all these games ahead of us. But this is where it starts, right here. The first round of the losers start making that run, make that Cloud9 run, if you will. But we will get things started between Baker and West Texas A&M.
Game number 1 underway. Baker University going to be in blue. It's B, Fitz, and Yami for the boys in blue. And then, of course, West Texas A&M in orange. Markitos, Strawhacker, and Avidian. Again for West Texas. As this is going to be played on the sidewall. 30 seconds into game 1. Markitos, he scores. Sneaks that one home, and it's 1-0 for West Texas.
Yeah, a good 50, and then Yami just not in the best of spots going in that back wall rather than back towards the net. Markitos taking advantage of it to make it 1-0. This Texas A&M, West Texas A&M team off and running early.
We'll see if Avidian can make this work. He gets the fake around 1, but B able to make the save. Here he comes again. Barred down. Yami's there, but he can't make the play. Fitz on the rebound. That's over everyone. It's in 1-1.
And a good shot here. B just putting off the back wall. I think that's Bugs. I think that's his name. B period. But doesn't matter. He's gonna put that off the back wall, and Fitz able to read that well and put that one in the back of the net. Both defenders in net not able to get up in time, and it's all tied at 1.
I would imagine that is indeed Bugs. I never know what to go with some of these players. They change their names in game, and you never can tell if that's actually what they want to be called, or if you are to call them as you know them traditionally, as that's just in. Avidian, unfortunately, putting that in his own goal, and it is now 2-1 now for Baker.
Yeah, Baker. I mean, Yami just putting that one right in front of the orange net, and just an own goal, and it's 2-1. So after West Texas A&M having a good start, they go down 2-1. There's going to be a double commit, but both players miss. Yami getting a good 50. Bugs not able to get a touch, so that's going to be taken away from this West Texas A&M team, and that's going to be for his net, but doesn't matter. Still, play on. 2-1 is the score.
Minute and a half gone. 3:30 left on the clock. West Texas pushing for an equalizer now. Strawhacker going to try to play that across. It is to Marketos. Going to challenge Fitz. Here's B. That's off the side wall. Yami all the way back down. No touch from Fitz. Marketos will play this back through mid. It's going to pop up right off the ceiling of a DN. Can't get there. Nobody able to get this touch. It will be played right into Strawhacker. As the ball just resting in mid for the moment. It's been a pretty back and forth game through the midfield, although it didn't really start that way. It started with a couple of chances for either side, but as we move closer and closer to this halftime, though, Yami wants to make a change as he's looking for a double. Won't find it. Fitz will put it high. But outside of what has just, what has just happened on your screen there, it has been back and forth through mid.
Yeah, it has, definitely. And that's Yami cutting off his teammate. Fitz in a perfect spot to take that one, but unfortunately Yami just thinking he has a better touch on the ball and nobody making contact. That just seems to be a common theme. Everyone thinking, giving respect, is that's going to be a shot off the wall. Bugs is there. You can't pop it over Marketos, and we stay at 2-1. But again, mistimed misses is Yami almost getting the dunk there. Bugs will put that one in for the third one, and it's 3-1 for Baker.
That's everybody now getting involved with the goal scoring for the blue side. Nice shot there from B. He'll put that in the back of the net. And a pretty nice looking scoreboard as well. Everybody on Baker with a goal and an assist. Very even for the blue side, and now they're looking for a fourth. It's going to be Fitz in transition there. Hard challenge off the sidewall here. He just gets away with it clean.
Yeah, I mean, that last defender pushing up too far, and unfortunately, if you're on the side of West Texas A&M, you just get beaten. It's an open net, not realizing that Fitz has a beat on that ball and is going to be quicker. And it makes it 4-1. This Baker team, after going down 1-0 early, they've stormed back to score 4 goals and really take control of this game number 1.
Certainly, as you said, make it 5 now. 5 unanswered goals from Baker will put them in the lead 5-1 with 1:30 to go. And the game did register a touch there for Marketos, but it just wasn't enough to get the clear.
And unfortunately, that's just a touch you need to come up with. You touch it off your back wall, but you just need to get a better touch than that. As Bugs putting that one in the midfield. Oh! The offensive player coming off the ceiling. That was almost a read and a half. It almost looked like that illusion goal from this past weekend in NeuroCS, which was all pretty, but it doesn't matter. It's 5-1. This West Texas A&M team need to find something quick. This one, game 1 is all but over. This might be another one. Is just confusion on the defensive side, making things really tough. This might turn into a 6. No, it's just gonna be wide.
Just wide. Strawhacker pop up through mid. 50 seconds left. 4 goals needed by West Texas A&M. But it just does not look like they really have anything left in the tank here in game 1. Most likely going to be looking towards game 2 as Fitz finds a sharp angle. Collects his hat trick with that goal, and Fitz has played well here in game 1.
Yeah, and a fantastic double tap off that back wall. A good angle. Make it 6-1, as you said. This Baker team really came out to play. As I said, they went down 1-0 early, but they've really stormed back in this game number 1, not allowing West Texas A&M to have any space or any offensive opportunities. And it's really showed in this game number 1 is West Texas A&M only have 2 shots compared to the 9. Never mind, 3 shots compared to the 9 on the side of Baker.
It started well for West Texas, but unfortunately didn't quite end the same way. So that is going to be game 1 over towards Baker. We've got 3 seconds ticking off the clock now. Once the ball hits the turf, that is it. There we go. Baker up 1 in this series, and if they continue to play the way that they did here in game 1, maybe outside those first 45 seconds to a minute or so, then it looks like they've got a really good chance to take this series.
Oh yeah, I mean, if they play exactly like that, there's nothing that really West Texas A&M can do. They just were boxed into their own half the whole time, other than obviously the first 45 seconds, like you said. But who knows if this West Texas A&M pull out what we saw in that first 30 seconds, 45 seconds to play for the whole game like that, then we might have a series on our hands. But if the whole series ends up being like Baker's last 4 minutes of game number 1, this series might be over pretty quick.
Well, we're just going to have to find out which West Texas team do we get here to start things off. Game number 2 underway now. As this is falling right down to Fitz. He doesn't get the touch he wanted. Yami's going to have to play it. He plays it into the corner. Avedian out towards Marketos. He gets the touch over B. Fitz is going to rotate around to make the play. This could be some offense here for West Texas if they can play it down. Strawhacker was lurking in mid. He's got the touch off the corner wall. It will be Fitz to play on. Now Avedian back wall. Just no follow-up from anybody in orange, at least not yet. This will again be B to clear. Here's Avedian. Back wall clear again from Yami. Strawhacker rotating forward towards the goal. B will make the save. And already some wonderful pressure from West Texas. They very clearly want this first goal.
Yeah, no, definitely is. But it's just going to take it past the defense. A good play there to put it into the corner. But you are right. This West Texas A&M want to find that first goal. Almost a giveaway turning into a goal against, but going to be clear to the side. Finally, it's Baker team finding that offensive pressure after that first minute of really being in their own half. Not a great touch there from Bugs. We got 50 to recover and get back in time. When we play on, about a minute and a half gone, still nothing.
Orange corner now. Avedian doesn't get the touch. Marketos just plays it away before he gets demoed there by B, who will now take it off his own back wall. Fitz ends up getting demoed through mid, so a little bit of space in the blue half, but off the respawn, Fitz right into the back of Strawhacker. This will bounce in mid for the moment. Avedian towards the blue net, should be no problem. But now it's in the corner. This is going to bounce off the ceiling. No problem again this time for B, as Strawhacker pops up all the way out through mid. No follow-up from West Texas, and they're creating chances. They're making touches come off the wall in difficult to reach spots for Baker, but there's just nobody there ready to capitalize. There's nobody there in time to get up for a ball to put an uncontested shot on.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. They are making these defensive stops and getting these transition plays, but really nothing more than that. That's going to be a clear long, but Fitz is going to get back in time and put it at the corner. So, you get those clears, you get those transition plays, but really nothing's coming of it. As this Baker, it feels like only a matter of time for this Baker team. So that's going to be pinched towards and it's going to go off the post. No follow-up from West Texas A&M. It stays nothing. Shot was net, but Mark Strauss cleared that one away. So this West Texas A&M team has done good on the defensive side, but need to find something on the offense.
That they do. 2 minutes left to go. Game number 2. If you are just joining us, Baker out to a 1-0 lead. West Texas has battled back. It's 0-0. It was a pretty rough game 1 for the team in orange. They're keeping it close here in game 2, but still nobody on the board. As we've got just about 95 seconds left to play in regulation time. May need overtime if neither of the teams are able to score. So that's going to go towards the back wall. B Lurking. Oh, he ends up getting the save. The rebound is Straw Hacker. He tries to go far post. Not enough power of it. DN gets rejected by Fizz. And it will be played all the way back down. 1:15 left to go. Still 0-0.
That was a dangerous spot if you're on the Baker side of the ball, but ends up working out. Is this a pitch towards net? But Evadian able to put that one to the side. Yami gonna put that one up high. There's a bump in net. Where's the follow-up? Fitz is too far back. Markatros able to get back in time. And as you said, it is 0-0. We will have overtime unless Markatros, he had an open net, but he just puts it wide. And that's the kind of opportunities that West Texas A&M have had this game, which haven't been able to capitalize on. Unless they can get a goal here, we are staring at overtime.
30 seconds left. Maybe an opportunity, a final opportunity for either side to try to break this tie before we get there. That's down in front. Straw Hacker saved away by Yami, and it will be B to push it into the side wall. So Baker continue to hold on here at the end of game number 2. Might get one opportunity now. This is off the back wall, off at the end. He's going to try to play this away. Yami is there. Now the side wall. Try to speculate something out in front. This is down for Bugs. It was on goal, but rolling across the ground. We're in overtime game 2, 0-0. As it will be the first of the game to decide it.
Yeah, it will be. And this orange squad has had a lot more pressure in the last minute and a half or so. Just haven't been able to finish things off. Let's see if they can do it here overtime, or will they go down onto elimination point. Yami almost put him at series point, but it's gonna stay wide and we stay playing.
Well, here's Markatros. That's on goal. Saved again by Yami. The rebound will be blocked away by B, and they will clear again. Yami, some clutch saves in this overtime period and at the end of regulation to keep Baker in this game. And frustrated must be West Texas A&M. They've had their chances. They just can't convert. Yami's going to dunk Avadian there. Markatros out of his own corner ends up getting bumped. Fitz, he's going to go up for it. This is just soft towards the back wall. This will fall down in front, however, and it will be blocked away. Now Straw Hacker towards the empty net, but it's wide. And again, he's going to try for the rebound, but once more it's B to clear it away. And my goodness, this game continues.
This game should have been over a while ago, but West Texas A&M just needed to stay calm, stay composed. You know, they may have had quite a few open nets, but you just got to say, you know what, forget it. We'll get it back and get this game back. As Evadian's going to put that one towards the back wall. B, not the greatest touches towards net. Yami bailing his team out again. I think that's what, the 5th time in this game, something like that. And we stay playing in this game number 2 in this overtime.
2 minutes into overtime at that. Still 0-0. Yami towards the back wall. No problem for Markatros. Straw Hacker. Now Markatros. Gonna grab boost. Looks for the flick. Gets it over Fitz. Yami is there. Now in transition. Here comes Baker. It's no touch from Fitz. No touch from Yami. That should be a clear from Avadian, but he's going to give that one away. B will take it from him. Cutting across mid there. Now Fitz along the corner wall. It will fall down towards Yami, who keeps it in. Straw Hacker, solid read. Plays this all the way back to the blue half, but again, it's B to force his way into the zone. This is going to bounce out in front. Good play. Now Fitz looking for an opportunity. He's up in the air for it. The double commit is there. They end up making the play. Shot from B. Sharp angle just goes off the bar.
That was a weird shot. It's going to be a transition. But Straw Hacker couldn't get a touch on it. Unfortunate. Yami puts that one towards the post. That one's going to go off the crossbar. B can't get a touch. Yami going towards the open. That's going to go off the post too. Both teams just hitting post after post, and we play on in this overtime.
We've played over half a game of Rocket League and OT. Still nobody able to crack the goal line. It will be Avadian. Shut down in mid by Yami. Up is B. He won't get there. So the ball falling towards the blue team. Will be Marketos. Now Avadian fits to cut him off. Straw Hacker all the way to the blue back wall. And the pinch back into the orange side. Approaching 4 minutes of OT. Here's Fitz. Now Yami to collect towards the back. Avadian, no touch. Marketos has to help out. Not going to be able to find it. Straw Hacker and Avadian double commit. Now Yami with a challenge. Nearly getting that one by. He will turn and play this one, as it is going to be Marketos. He gets challenged again by Yami into the corner. Now B with an opportunity, but blocked once more. And we continue to play. 4:15 into overtime. Fits up in the air. That's just wide, but it's in. It gets pushed in by the West Texas player. And Baker survived game 2, take it in overtime, almost 5 minutes in.
Fitz. I mean, that was a very scary double tap. I didn't know if that one was really going to get pretty weak, but he did it. And after about 3 games of Rocket League, Baker has a 2-0 series lead.
That they do, and what a different game from game 1 to game 2. I mean, you talk about just a complete reversal in the series. I mean, Baker, they had all of the momentum. They scored so many goals throughout game number 1. They took it quite easily, it seemed. And then all of a sudden, nobody able to score in game number 2. And, you know, Baker, they nearly lost that game a couple of times.
Oh, man. They probably should have. Honestly, in my opinion, I think that they should have lost that game. I definitely think that West Texas should have scored a few times. I mean, they had that open net, I think, a couple times. Off that post, there was a couple times as well. And not only that, but the Baker team also had a bunch of posts and open net misses as well. Like, that was a mess of a game. No one could score, and Baker comes out with a 2-0 series lead, and now West Texas have to reverse sweep to stay in this CSL tournament.
It's going to be quite the task. I mean, they showed some good signs of life there in game number 2, but unfortunately, they were just unable to score, even with all of the opportunities they got. We did have a little bit of a server problem there. We're getting that fixed. We'll get game 3 underway in just a minute, but man, it feels like game 1 was a different series from game 2. It looked like game 1 was going to be Baker's 100% through, and then game 2 makes it so dead even that it takes us 5 minutes in overtime to figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They couldn't score for 5 minutes. I don't know how to read game number 3. I'm really not sure of what to expect. So we've seen 2 entirely different games at this point. As you've said, you know, we go from a 7-goal affair where Baker scores 6 to where it takes us 2 games of Rocket League to find 1, right? Like, it's crazy how that happens. How, as I said in the first series, I mean, it's amazing how different from game to game things can be. Every game is a different game. You come out and it's 0-0 on the clock, and you're trying to make the best of that 5 minutes. You want to win that 5 minutes. So even if you have a bad game number 1, you want to come out and make things different in game number 2. But it's going to be heartbreaking to lose that overtime. If you're on the side of West Texas A&M, not that heartbreaking. No Straw Hacker, we're going to make it 1-0.
And speaking of 5 minutes and 0-0, that's what we did just the start for game 3, but only 8 seconds in. And Straw Hacker, a 1-0 lead to his team off the kickoff. Looking for another. He'll send that on. It's no problem for Fitz. This time, back wall. Yami to collect out of the corner over top of Avadian. B to push it a little bit further. This could bounce down for Fitz. I think he got bumped on that play. Yami towards the open goal, but Avadian ends up in the right position to make that play. 30 seconds going, 1-0 for West Texas A&M.
Yeah, they've done a good job at this point. Oh, that's not a great touch as B. There, Straw Hacker kind of, I don't know. He's kind of pushing up a little bit too far, it seems. He's being a little bit too aggressive as Yami put that one towards the net. We get it cleared there from Marketos, sorry. Keeping that one out of the Baker player's hands. But with a minute gone, it's 1-0 West Texas. That's not a great pass into the midfield. Marketos capitalized. It's 2-0.
Yeah, this is just a poor decision there from Fitz. Maybe he was looking for a different angle off the corner and just kind of played it a bit too far towards the side wall, but bounces just perfectly out in front for West Texas, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, he might have been looking for that roll that goes up the wall, but hit it a little bit too hard. But doesn't matter at this point. It's 2-0. The ball came right back into the midfield, and it was capitalized on. So if you're on the side of Baker, you just got to shake it off and forget it. It happened. Get back into this one. You score 2 anyways. You scored 6 in game number 1. 2 goals is not going to be that big of a deal. Unless Marketos has anything to say about it, as Fitz is going to put that one in the midfield, but this Baker team needing to find something as Bugs just backs off. And it's still 2-0.
That it is. We're approaching 3 minutes left in game 3 as here's Yami trying to make it slow. He will. Great play. Taking it slow by the final defender. Back post 2-1.
I appreciate that 50. Realizing that player was charging too fast and just forcing it into a kill. And that was just fantastic because Yami, fantastic follow-up, as you said, taking it slow, flicking it past the last defender. Oh, ooh. What the? I don't know how that stayed out, but a fantastic reaction times for Bugs, and he keeps it at 2-1. Just as they got that goal back, it was almost quickly 3-1.
Unbelievable how that ball stayed out of the goal. But ultimately it did, and ultimately it remains a 1-goal lead for West Texas A&M. They're going to have to try a little bit harder to find that 2-goal lead again. Will be Yami all the way across the pitch. B is there. It's saved away by Marketos. Reads that well. B again looking for the pass to Fitz. That's just wide. Can he get the rebound? No, it's going to pop way up high. Marketos will play it off the ceiling into the corner. Tries to go underneath Yami. That still bounce out. Star Hacker. Now B pops it up. Ceiling. Avedian. And now Fitz. Going to be played all the way back through the midfield. 2:05 left to go. A 1-goal lead. Might be for naught, but it will be Avedian able to play it away. B now towards the net. No problem. As that was just wide, but Fitz with the dunk. And again, West Texas tripping over themselves. It's 2-2.
Yeah, just Marketos missing that one. Avedian. Not a mistake in front of his own net. Fitz capitalizing. Realizing that he doesn't have a great handle on that ball, and he ties it at 2. So West Texas, after getting those first 2 goals, have relinquished the lead to make it 2-2. They need to come back into this one if they want to force game number 4 as they are a tournament point. If they lose this, they are done. They could clear away. This Baker team wants to see them move on in this loser's bracket.
That they do. They need to score potentially only 1 more goal to push themselves into the next round of the losers bracket. This might be it. If B can get there, it's a tough angle. Oh, he tries to just touch it on. Yami waiting his turn. Will be Avedian to eventually play it. Now B to Fitz. Bit of a triple commit there from Baker. Could be dangerous. But Avedian's going to take his time, grab the boost. Gets challenged by Fitz. It's not what you want to do if you're going to play it slow. Here comes Yami down in front. That's off the bar. Straw Hacker to clear it back. And again, if you're going to take your time, if you're going to try to use the space you're given, you got to do something with the ball.
Yeah, something a lot quicker than what just happened there is, B reading that one perfectly, realizing that he's going to take his time and not allowing him to have that space, taking it away as quickly as it came. Straw Hacker. Oh, good read there from B to put that one into the corner. He's Yami. can't get it past Marketas. And we stay in the midfield. Things have not really been in control of any one team in the last minute or so. That's a good 50 from B. That's another triple commit, but that's an open net. If Yami can get around it, pass in the midfield. No, Fitz can't put that one in.
We've got 5 seconds left in regulation time. Will we see a second overtime? Marketas doesn't want one, but we will. As it is 2-2 heading into OT. Game number 3. We just watched game 2 take an additional 4 minutes, 19 seconds or so. Could we see another long one here in game 3? Again, West Texas, they've got to score the next goal to keep their playoff hopes alive. But if Baker can find the next goal, they will move on to the next round in the loser's bracket, as here comes Fitz towards the net. No problem for Strawhacker. It will be Yami to turn. This is just a pop-up. Avadi unable to get there. Into the corner. No problem, but Strawhacker will score, and we're headed to a game 4. A giveaway out in front, and West Texas, they make the play they needed.
That was not a good touch from B, just right into his own midfield. Yami, not really much he could do there. And they make it into game 4. They do win game number 3. I mean, we've seen 2 overtimes at this one. We have seen 3 pretty different games. I mean, the second game wasn't overtime, but that was a game where really nobody could score. This one felt a lot more of just back and forth action. And a lot easier of a time to score. Obviously, it's 3-2. But Baker, they kind of let the series slip away from them. They had that 6-1 game in game 1. They win that game 2. They could have swept, but now they have to go to game number 4 and hold off this West Texas team and not go to a game 5. They want to avoid game 5 at all possible. You don't want to go game 5 after losing the previous 2 games.
No, absolutely not. And for West Texas, I mean, it's been noticeable improvement since the start of the series. They dropped game number 1 by quite a number of goals. They end up just barely losing game 1 in overtime, game 2 in overtime, and then game 3, of course, as we just saw, they end up taking in overtime. So if the trend continues, this could be a regulation win for West Texas, and we see a game 5. But trends are only trends until they're broken, Vitali, and I'm sure Baker University would love to break that trend if they can. 30 seconds into game number 4, no score. It really the best opportunity of the game coming to West Texas might be this one here, though, as Yami. He will get the dunk on the last defender, and Baker out to a 1-0 lead.
Just a fantastic dunk here. I mean, Marketas going too high. Yami reading that he would go too high. And, I mean, it goes into the back of that. And this Baker University team getting that early 1-0 lead that they need to really send this series, send West Texas home packing. But again, West Texas, they did go down in game number 3, but they did come back. So we'll see what they can do, as that's going to be a shot towards net, but put to the side. And, I mean, if you're on the side of West Texas, you want to just throw that goal behind you. You want to come back and say, you know what, forget it. It happened, but we're going to capitalize on these chances. As Avadian going to pass that one over the side wall, but nothing doing. Oh, never mind. That was just a... B's had a couple of suspect touches in the last game and a half on the defensive side, but that, you know what? It won't matter. Fitz is going to score and make it 2-0.
This is just a great transition from Fitz. He collects the pass from B, ends up having to chase this one down, realizes Marketas is just not in a good spot to play defense, and he turns on it quite quickly, fires a shot. It makes it 2-0 for Baker. A minute and a half left to go. Game number 4, and Baker trying to end the series here. Want to avoid that game 5 at all if at all possible.
Yeah, definitely. As I said, you don't want to go into game number 5 after losing the previous 2 games, because you know that other team has all the momentum. A pinch with B with a good save. And it's going to stay 2-0. Is that's going to go in a triple commit from Baker, and it's a 2-1 game now.
B makes the play, and then as you see, Fitz went up for it, and Yami was rotating for that boost. All three players get caught in the same corner. Not the optimal strategy if you're trying to keep the ball out of the goal.
Not usually.
West Texas, they are all over top of that. Make it a 1-goal affair with 2:55 left to go. That is going to be Marketos to play. Strawhacker trying to come off the sidewall. B is going to take that away from him. Avedian back into the blue zone. Solid challenge from Yami. This falls down. Double commit there. And this could be dangerous. B actually he just leaves it up for Yami. The touch is good, but Avedian on the goal line to make the save. 2.5 minutes left to go. Halftime here in game number 4. 2-0 lead for Baker.
Yeah.
A 2-1 lead for Baker, I should say. Might be 3. What a pass. There it is. 3-1 now. 2 goals in favor of the blue squad.
Yeah, a great play there. Give and go. You know, we didn't see it in the first series because Hunted wanted to say give and go, but we see it here. Fitz to Yami and back to... No, the other way around. Yami to Fitz and back to Yami. He's going to slot it into the open net. And a 3-1 lead now for this Baker team and looking to take this series in 4 games and move on in the losers bracket.
Got to hold on for the next 2 minutes as Marketos was looking for a goal there. This is going to bounce off the the corner wall. Eventually falling to the side wall where B now has Fitz with him. That's a touch towards the orange goal. Marketos, no touch. Avedian has to make the play. A bit scary of a moment there for West Texas. They end up keeping it out. Still need to find 2. Minute 35 left. This will fall down. Fitz to cut him off. Yami to Fitz. It will be Marketos. The defensive side back into the blue zone. Final 80 seconds potentially here of the series, unless West Texas A&M can turn their fortune around.
Yeah, and unfortunately, if you're on the side of West Texas, all that's happening right now is Baker is wasting time. These long clears allowing West Texas to give them the ball, and this might turn into another one. Won't turn into another goal, but Yami off the back wall. Fitz blocks it. This is going to be an open net, and with a surprising turn of events, it's a 1-goal game.
Just like that, an unfortunate block from a teammate, and it heads right over to Marketos. That is probably a bit tilting, I think, for Baker, but they're still in the lead. They do have to defend for the next 45 seconds, though, and it's only 1 goal now as this is going to come off the ceiling. Yami through the midfield. Here comes B to rotate forward. Back wall. Fitz. Just wide. Marketos will play it into the corner. Now Strawhacker. He's going to try to collect all the way back down the field. Yami, last one there, right off of B. It gets out through mid, but Avedian keeps it in. Here's Strawhacker. This is going to come off the ceiling. Avedian's there, but it's saved away by B. 15 seconds left to go. Still a goal needed for West Texas A&M. Final 10 seconds now. Avedian had a chance. That one's by everyone. Marketos will make the save, but with only 5 seconds left to go, they've got to keep the ball up. Avedian, he's got it. Fitz will try to play it away from him. Avedian ends up getting demoed, and Strawhacker won't be able to do it. Baker University will walk away from the series. It took them 4 games, but they will go ahead and move on. But goodness, West Texas certainly made it interesting.
Yeah, right at the end, they made it really interesting. I mean, there was that one like freak play where the teammate blocked the shot and it went and made it a 1-goal game. But at this point, that the Baker team, they made it through, even though things got a little bit hairy. Things were a little in that series besides game number 1. But they move on in that losers bracket. A good job from them. As I said, things start losers round 1. You want to start making a run, that's exactly where things happen. You did it on stream as well, so you get those nerves out of the way. I'm excited to see that team later in the playoffs. Hopefully, we do see them again.
Same. I definitely agree. Baker, they stayed composed even after dropping game 4 in overtime, and of course the composure all the way through game number 2 when it certainly looked like things could have tilted in the enemy's favor. The composure was there. They end up taking the victories they need, and again they move on. So we do unfortunately have to say goodbye to West Texas A&M. It was a well-played season for them, but unfortunately it comes to an end probably a bit too early for their liking. But unfortunately, sometimes that's just the way it goes here in the CSL.
Someone has to win, someone has to lose. Unfortunately, West Texas A&M did lose, and they will go home, as you said. But as you said, I'm just going to reiterate, fantastic season for them, and we hope to see you guys next year.
Well, that is going to do it for our broadcast here tonight. I hope that you all enjoyed. And before we do go, just want to give a shout out to everybody at the C-Star League for all of their wonderful work that they do to make this all possible. Of course, to our broadcaster in Peter, thank you again for all of the work that you've done throughout the season. We are not done with the playoffs, just done for tonight. So make sure that you follow the C-Star League Twitch channel. Turn on those reminders as well to get any kind of updates when we do go live. Again, be here for the playoffs next Wednesday. We're going to continue pushing through. It's going to get only more exciting from here. And of course, for the C-Star League, make sure that you follow us on Twitter, on Instagram, even Facebook, all at C-Star League. And if you did enjoy the casting, please do drop us a follow on Twitter. You can find me at iHunted on Twitter and Vitali at its_Vitali. So please, if you enjoyed the commentary, we would certainly appreciate that. But that is going to do it for us. Thank you again so very much for watching. We can't wait to see you next week as we continue through the C-Star League playoffs.
Gonna do with us.
Sky blue eyes, I see a world behind them. No more time, sinking into the silence, reaching out for something you may never find, looking for a reason not to lose your mind. Feel like you're caught in